Sleep is one of the greatest treasures of life. Yet for many people over the age of 60, it becomes one of the hardest things to hold on to. Nights that used to pass peacefully now turn into restless hours of tossing and turning. Some seniors wake up too early, others struggle to fall asleep at all, and many wake repeatedly throughout the night. This isn't just frustrating, it affects every part of health. Poor sleep leads to daytime fatigue, weaker immunity, memory lapses, mood swings, and even a greater risk of falls and chronic disease. It's no wonder many seniors say, "If only I could sleep better, everything else would feel easier." Doctors often recommend medications or supplements, but these can come with side effects or lose effectiveness over time. That's why the discovery of a simple, natural solution hiding in plain sight feels almost shocking. The solution? Honey, yes. The golden sweet food you've probably had in your kitchen for years may also be one of the most underrated remedies for senior sleep. At first, it sounds almost too simple. Can a spoonful of honey before bed really help someone over 60 drift into deeper, more restful sleep? Research and real-life stories suggest it can, and the science behind it is fascinating. Honey isn't just sugar, it's a complex natural food containing glucose, fructose, antioxidants, amino acids, and even small amounts of vitamins and minerals. When taken at the right time, these compounds gently support the body in ways that improve sleep quality. One of the key ways honey helps is by stabilizing blood sugar levels during the night. Many seniors wake up around 2 or 3 a.m., not realizing that one reason is a drop in blood sugar. The brain senses this dip and triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which jolt you awake. Honey provides a slow, steady release of glucose into the bloodstream, preventing those sudden dips and keeping the brain calm. In other words, it fuels the brain just enough to keep it at rest without overstimulating the system. Honey also plays a role in supporting the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. For melatonin to be made, the brain first needs serotonin, a feel-good chemical. Honey can help trigger a small release of insulin, which allows tryptophan, an amino acid, to enter the brain. Once inside, tryptophan is converted to serotonin and then to melatonin. The result? A natural boost to your body's sleep rhythm, one that feels gentle and restorative instead of forced. Beyond the chemistry, honey carries emotional weight too. For centuries, people have associated a warm drink with honey before bed with comfort and relaxation. Think of grandparents drinking a cup of warm milk and honey, or herbal tea sweetened with a spoonful of golden syrup. This simple ritual signals to the brain and body that it's time to wind down, creating a psychological cue that complements the physical effects. Imagine a 70-year-old woman who has been struggling with restless nights. She decides to try a teaspoon of honey stirred into chamomile tea before bed. At first, she enjoys the soothing flavor, but within a week, she notices something else. She falls asleep a little faster, stays asleep a little longer, and wakes feeling more refreshed. It's not a miracle overnight cure, but a gentle, consistent improvement. Over time, this becomes her secret weapon for better sleep, one that she trusts because it feels natural and kind to her body. The beauty of honey as a sleep aid is its simplicity. No prescription needed, no complicated routine, no harsh chemicals, just a spoonful of nature's own sweetness. And unlike many quick fixes, it works in harmony with the body's natural rhythms. Even the act of preparing honey before bed can become a soothing ritual in itself. Measuring out a spoon, stirring it into warm tea or water, inhaling the sweet aroma, all of these small moments signal to the nervous system that the day is winding down. Seniors who practice this regularly often describe a sense of calm washing over them, even before their head touches the pillow. This is why honey is becoming recognized as a senior-friendly solution to one of aging's most frustrating problems. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a foundation of health. And honey, that humble golden food we've taken for granted, may be the shocking fix that allows seniors to reclaim their nights and enjoy their days with renewed energy. By honoring this simple habit, seniors discover that better rest is not lost forever, can be found again in the sweetness of a single spoon. When we think about the reasons seniors often struggle with sleep, we usually blame stress, pain, or simply the effects of aging. While these are certainly factors, there's another hidden cause that doesn't get enough attention: blood sugar fluctuations during the night. Many older adults find themselves waking up suddenly at 2 or 3 in the morning, hearts racing, unable to fall back asleep. What they don't realize is that their brains may be sounding an alarm because blood sugar has dropped too low. This midnight dip quietly disrupts sleep patterns, leaving seniors tired, foggy, and frustrated by morning. Here's where honey steps in with its first remarkable benefit. Honey is more than a sweet treat, it is a natural stabilizer of blood sugar. Unlike processed sugars, which spike and crash quickly, Honey contains a balanced mix of glucose and fructose. Glucose provides the brain with immediate fuel, while fructose is absorbed more slowly, releasing energy over several hours. Together, they form a steady energy stream that nourishes the brain through the night. For seniors, this can mean the difference between a deep, unbroken sleep and a restless night full of wake-ups. The science makes sense when you picture the brain as a city that never sleeps. Even while the body rests, the brain requires a constant supply of glucose to keep essential functions running, regulating breathing, repairing cells, and organizing memories. If glucose levels dip too low, the brain activates emergency systems, releasing cortisol and adrenaline to wake you up. Honey acts like an overnight fuel delivery service, keeping the city powered without interruptions. Let's imagine a real-world scenario. Mr. Allen, a 72-year-old retiree, has been waking up at 3 a.m. nearly every night. He assumes it's just part of aging, until a friend suggests he try a spoonful of honey before bed. Skeptical but curious, he gives it a shot, adding a teaspoon of raw honey to warm water. The first night, he notices he doesn't wake up quite as early. After a week, he's sleeping straight through until morning. The constant fuel from honey prevents his brain from setting off alarms, allowing his body to sink into the deeper stages of sleep it has been craving. Honey's ability to regulate blood sugar also helps prevent another common nighttime challenge for seniors: anxiety-driven awakenings. When blood sugar drops, the release of cortisol and adrenaline doesn't just wake you, it can also trigger feelings of unease, a racing mind, or even mild panic. This explains why many people wake up in the middle of the night and immediately feel restless or worried. Honey reduces these episodes by keeping fuel levels steady, which in turn keeps stress hormones under control. The result is not only longer sleep, but calmer sleep. The effects extend into the morning as well. Seniors who use honey before bed often report feeling less groggy and more refreshed upon waking. This is because uninterrupted sleep allows the body to move through its natural cycles: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep without premature interruptions. These stages are critical for memory, learning, and immune function. When blood sugar is steady, the brain is free to complete these cycles properly, leading to higher quality rest that restores body and mind. It's important to note that honey is not about overloading the body with sugar. The key is moderation. A small amount of just a teaspoon, is enough to deliver the stabilizing effect. Too much honey can cause a spike instead of balance, which is why seniors are encouraged to use it as a gentle aid rather than a dessert. The goal is to provide the brain with a slow drip of energy, not a flood. Another factor worth mentioning is that not all honey is the same. Raw, unprocessed honey is often recommended because it retains natural enzymes, antioxidants, and nutrients that refined honey loses. These extra compounds may further support overall health, including the calming of inflammation that can interfere with sleep. Choosing a high-quality honey means getting the full package of benefits, not just the sweetness. Beyond the physical effects, the ritual of honey before bed adds an emotional layer of relaxation. Preparing a warm cup of tea or milk with honey becomes a nightly signal to the body that it's time to let go of the day. For many seniors, routines are powerful cues. Just as brushing teeth signals the end of the day, sipping honey tea signals the beginning of rest. This blend of physical nourishment and mental reassurance makes honey a uniquely effective tool in the fight against insomnia. By stabilizing blood sugar and calming the brain, honey tackles one of the most overlooked causes of senior sleep struggles. It transforms the restless early morning hours into deep, restorative slumber. For seniors who have long believed their sleep problems were unavoidable, this simple fix can feel nothing short of shocking. And it's only the beginning, because honey offers even more support for the sleep cycle that goes beyond glucose control. While stabilizing blood sugar is one of honey's most practical benefits, it is far from the only way this golden food supports restful nights. Honey also plays a subtle but powerful role in one of the body's most important sleep systems: the circadian rhythm. Often called the internal clock, the circadian rhythm governs when we feel awake, when we feel sleepy, and how well we transition between those states. For seniors, this rhythm can become disrupted with age, making it harder to fall asleep at night and stay awake during the day. Honey offers a surprising way to help reset and support this natural cycle. The circadian rhythm is powered by hormones, the most famous of which is melatonin. Melatonin is the body's signal to prepare for sleep. As the evening darkens, melatonin levels rise, telling the brain it's time to rest. In the morning, light suppresses melatonin, helping us wake up. When melatonin production is smooth, sleep comes easily and lasts deeply. But when it's disrupted, whether by stress, poor nutrition, or age-related changes, sleep becomes fragmented and shallow. Honey's role in melatonin production begins with tryptophan, an amino acid that the body cannot produce on its own. Tryptophan is the raw material for serotonin, which in turn becomes melatonin. The challenge is getting enough tryptophan into the brain. Honey assists with this by triggering a gentle release of insulin after consumption. Insulin helps clear certain amino acids from the bloodstream, making it easier for tryptophan to cross into the brain. Once there, the body can transform it step by step into serotonin and finally into melatonin. This means that a spoonful of honey before bed doesn't just sweeten your teat, provides the brain with the tools to regulate its sleep cycle more effectively. Over time, seniors who consume honey at night may find their circadian rhythms becoming more reliable, with sleep arriving at the right hour and lasting more consistently until morning. To see this in action, consider the experience of Linda, a 69-year-old retired nurse. Years of shift work had left her circadian rhythm in disarray. Even after retirement, she found herself awake at midnight and groggy all morning. After reading about honey's effects, she decided to add a teaspoon of raw honey to her nightly routine, stirring it into warm chamomile tea. Within weeks, she noticed she was falling asleep closer to 10 p.m. instead of midnight and waking earlier with more energy. By supporting melatonin production, honey helped guide her body back toward a healthier rhythm. The beauty of honey's effect is that it's natural and gentle. Unlike sleeping pills, which can force the body into an artificial state of drowsiness, honey works with the body's existing pathways. It doesn't knock you out. It nudges your system toward balance. For seniors, this is particularly important. Strong medications can carry risks such as grogginess, confusion, or even increased fall risk. Honey provides an alternative that enhances rather than overrides natural processes. Melatonin's influence reaches beyond just sleep onset. Proper melatonin cycles also improve sleep depth and quality. Seniors who maintain healthy melatonin production spend more time in restorative, deep sleep, and REM sleep. These stages are where the body repairs tissues, strengthens memory, and balances emotions. By aiding melatonin production, honey helps unlock the most restorative phases of the sleep cycle, not just longer sleep, but better sleep. There is also evidence that honey's antioxidants play a supporting role. Oxidative stress, essentially the buildup of damaging molecules in the body, can interfere with melatonin pathways and disrupt circadian rhythm. Honey, especially darker varieties like buckwheat or wildflower honey, is rich in antioxidants that help neutralize this stress. By calming oxidative stress, honey creates a more favorable environment for melatonin to function properly. Daily routines also matter, and honey fits naturally into them. Many seniors already have a bedtime ritual: brushing teeth, setting out clothes, maybe reading a few pages of a book. Adding a teaspoon of honey to a warm drink fits seamlessly into these patterns. Over time, this ritual itself becomes a cue for the circadian rhythm. Just as morning sunlight helps signal the start of the day, evening honey signals the winding down toward night. The psychological power of such routines should not be underestimated. They reinforce the body's natural rhythms as surely as the food itself. Of course, honey is not a magic switch. Results may take time, sometimes weeks of consistent use, before the full effects are felt. But for seniors who have struggled with irregular sleep schedules, jet lag-like grogginess, or the frustrating feeling of being tired but unable to drift off, honey offers hope. It is a reminder that sometimes nature provides gentle solutions where stronger interventions have failed. The circadian rhythm is one of the body's most ancient and essential systems. Supporting it means supporting not only sleep, but overall health, mood, and energy levels. By helping the brain make more melatonin and by providing a nightly signal of comfort and routine, honey strengthens this internal clock. For seniors, this can mean reclaiming the natural rhythm of night and day, leading to more vibrant mornings and more peaceful nights. As powerful as honey is for balancing blood sugar and supporting melatonin production, its benefits don't stop there. Honey also acts as a gentle ally in calming stress and soothing the nervous system, two factors that play a massive role in how easily seniors drift into sleep. After all, sleep is not simply the absence of wakefulness, it is the body's most natural response to relaxation. If the mind is tense and the heart is restless, true rest cannot begin. Honey helps create the inner environment where relaxation flows naturally. Stress and anxiety are common sleep disruptors, particularly among older adults. Worries about health, finances, or loved ones can easily keep the brain racing at night. Even when the body feels tired, the mind refuses to let go, and the hours pass with little rest. This is where honey's calming influence enters the picture. While it may seem surprising, science shows that honey can reduce levels of stress hormones, helping the nervous system ease into a state of calm. One reason lies in the way honey interacts with serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. As mentioned earlier, Honey assists in tryptophan absorption, which eventually leads to serotonin production. Beyond melatonin, serotonin itself plays a direct role in mood regulation. Higher serotonin levels bring feelings of peace and contentment, precisely the emotions needed for sleep. For seniors who may experience mood swings or feelings of loneliness, this serotonin boost can be transformative. It shifts the night from restless rumination to peaceful surrender. Honey also provides antioxidants that reduce inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation can subtly keep the nervous system on high alert, making it harder to relax. By neutralizing these stressors, honey helps the body switch from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. Imagine the difference between trying to sleep in a noisy, crowded room versus resting in a quiet sanctuary. Honey helps create that sanctuary internally, calming the background noise of inflammation, so the mind can settle. Let's picture another senior, George, a 75-year-old widower who often feels lonely at night. The quiet of his house sometimes turns into a weight on his chest, filling his evenings with anxiety instead of peace. At the suggestion of his daughter, he begins adding a teaspoon of honey to warm lavender tea before bed. Slowly, he notices that the ritual itself brings comfort. The sweetness of the honey, the warmth of the drink, the act of caring for himself all combine to soften the edges of his loneliness. Within weeks, he's falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer, not because the honey is magic, but because it creates the conditions for calm. This points to another of honey's unique strengths. It engages both body and mind. On the physical level, it stabilizes glucose, supports melatonin, and reduces inflammation. On the emotional level, it signals comfort, nurtures positive memories, and gives seniors a sense of control. That combination is rare. Most sleep aids target only one side either. They chemically sedate the body or attempt to relax the mind. Honey, by contrast, brings both together in harmony. Consistency is key. Seniors who benefit most from honey are those who make it part of their nightly routine, just as they might brush their teeth or read before bed. Over time, this repetition deepens its impact, training the brain and body to expect rest after the ritual. The simple act of preparing a teaspoon of honey each night becomes a promise to the self. I deserve rest. I deserve peace. And what a difference that rest can make. Seniors who sleep well often find themselves with brighter moods, stronger memories, and more energy for daily activities. Good sleep lowers the risk of falls, boosts the immune system, and even helps maintain a healthy weight. In short, it extends not just the length of life, but the quality of life. For older adults, that quality is everything. It means independence, joy, and the ability to keep doing the things they love. The message here is not that honey is a miracle cure. Rather, it is that honey is a gentle, natural tool that works with the body instead of against it. It is accessible, affordable, and safe for most seniors when used in moderation. 1 spoonful before bed, sometimes stirred into tea. Sometimes taken alone can open the door to better sleep, night after night. In the end, honey reminds us of a larger truth. Solutions to life's biggest challenges are not always found in laboratories or pharmacies. Sometimes, they are found in the simplest gifts of nature. For seniors searching for better sleep, honey offers not just physical nourishment but emotional reassurance. It whispers, you can rest, you can heal, you can wake with energy again. So tonight, as the evening settles and the day winds down, picture that golden spoon of honey as more than sweetness. It is a bridge to rest, to renewal, and to freedom from the restless nights of the past. For those over 60 who long to reclaim peaceful sleep, honey may be the most shocking yet comforting fix of all.